Osaka OS is a 32-bit multitasking operating system made for the x86 platform. It's sort of meant to replicate the experience of a video game, more so than a traditional desktop operating system, but it still has the functionality of a full operating system. Also, I'm sorry if I sound a bit off right now, because I've had the flu for like the past 4 days. I've just been laying in bed fucking rotting the entire time. But this video is essentially just gonna be a rundown for people who are uninitiated. A quick introduction to everything in the operating system, how to use certain things, how to get around, right? So when you boot up the operating system, you're gonna be greeted with this spinning ASCII cube. You could just press any key to get rid of it, right? And you'll be sent to the text mode command line. This is the command line of the operating system, which is very, very important. This is how you do a lot of things. So let's just use some quick basic commands like say hello. And so it just says hello, just prints hello. Or you could type files, shows the files. Right, so the text mode is single tasking only. The text mode is essentially, it's sort of like, old MS-DOS operating systems where you'd get booted in like a basic text mode that you can then, go to like some graphical mode or launch graphical applications from. But this is essentially just like a way for the user to save their system from like a bad boot up script that crashes the system if they want to. There are modes in the text mode by holding Control and pressing another key. So, for example, if we hold Control and then E, we'll go to the file editor. Right. This is a low-level file editor that goes byte by byte, sector by sector, or block by block, I should say, for my own file system. And there's also other, there's Control C to exit. There's a snake game mode. Right. There's a piano. You can play the piano if you have the PC speaker. There's a game mode where you could like shoot as a spaceship. Hopefully this recording doesn't come out too shit, because I don't want to delay this for like fucking more than I have to. This is like a good time to record. I hope to just knock it out the park this time. But you get booted in here every single time on default. And the way to enter the graphical mode is the Windows/Command key, which you're gonna press right now. 3, 2, 1. A lot of people were confused on that. They said, how do I enter the GUI? How do I enter this? It's the Windows key or the Command key, depending on what type of keyboard you have. It's that key, right? You press that. It's hexadecimal like 5B or some shit, and it brings you here. Now, when you enter the graphical mode, you'll be greeted with this terminal, right? This terminal application. This is the same terminal from before, right? So you can do everything in here like you do previously, like hello, test, or I couldn't type it there because my mic wire's in the way, but you get it, right? Now this is a window, and Osaka OS, you could minimize it, right? It'll go into the taskbar, and if you want to reopen the window, you could just click on it again. You can maximize it, right? Then it'll, do that. There's another graphical command, right? See how the text scrolls. Also, this is a 320 by 200 VGA mode 13H. 256 colors, right? Although I'm only using 64 right now. I plan to use I plan to go more in depth with like the video modes in the future, but this is the default resolution of the operating system. I think it fits it a lot, and I like it. I'm definitely going to include like higher resolution versions in the future though. So probably like some SVGA or some shit. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I need to look at the options, but regardless. Also, 8 megabytes is the minimum memory to run this operating system. If I use like my own bootloader and shit, it'd probably be even fewer. So, we'll see about that in the future. But yeah, I do plan to keep this as a very low. You don't. I plan to keep this as minimum as possible, as consuming the least amount of resources as possible, right? I don't want like some bloated fucking piece of shit that requires like more memory than fucking Windows 95 or some shit, I'm gonna try to get it as low as possible, but there is this arrow thing on the window as well, which will bring up this little taskbar. This is how you read, save files to a program. Tool is like something I just put there for like a placeholder. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. But you can't do anything with the command line. You can't read or save files, so let's just get rid of that. And of course, to delete files, not files, sorry, Windows. If you want to destroy Windows, you just press the X. Aside from the command line, there are two other graphical programs in this operating system. There is this paint command, also known as KasugaPaint, where you can draw using the mouse, holding down the mouse and drawing like this, right? And now there are a lot of things you could do in KasugaPaint, right? You could draw different colors. You could draw with different brush sizes, right? You can draw with different brushes entirely, right? Like this. You can change the resolution of the image, but it's kind of broken. I don't know why. I have no idea why, but it's just sort of broken like that. I think it's probably like something really simple that I just overlooked because I'm a dumbass. But anyways, it's not important right now. So this is like a basic paint application to draw images with, that you can then save as image files that you can manipulate in the future. KasugaPaint is essentially just like a way to read and view images while also editing them if you want to, or create some of your own, right? So there's also some cool keyboard shortcuts. So if you press Shift and F, it'll fill in the entire buffer with whatever color you have selected, right? If you do capital F. So we draw our fucking masterpiece here, whatever, right? It's also a tab to bring up the menu or not. So after you draw what you want to draw, or made your edits that you wanted to edit, you could press the save. And it says enter file name below, so we'll just type cool_pic, enter. Right? And so that's it. We'll minimize that, open up our command line, and then we'll check the files to see if it actually saved or not. What we have here is the, so in green here it says image, and this is because this image thing is a tag, right? In the Osaka file system, we don't have hierarchies or directories or anything like that. It's a tag-based, hierarchicless file system. Essentially meaning files are organized by certain tags, and files can have multiple tags, up to 8 tags. So let's say, you wanted to create another tag for coolpic. Let's say you wanted to make a new tag for new files. You can just type tag, new, cool_pic, coolpic tag with new, and then you can type files again. Oh look, coolpic, image new. Alright, but let's go back to tags in a second. Let's check out the second graphical program, which is called Journal. Right, Journal is a basic text editor to type all your wonderful text files and shit. So like this is a normal text file, smiley face. You can do the same thing with that we did with KasugaPaint, right? Save. Let's just say, just call it fucking file. Fuck it. Files, and you can see we have coolpic and file. So let's give file a tag. Let's say tag txt file. File tag with txt. Type files again. Now the cool thing about the files command is that you can actually limit. You can limit like what files show up based on the tags. So type files txt, only file shows up, right? But if you type files image, then only coolpic shows up, right? And it's just like a basic example of how organizing by files works, right? This is not a graphical program. This is just like, I think it's just like a test thing. If you name a file test and you press this, it'll automatically open it up in the journal, right? This is what I use during development for like testing scripts and shit, which we'll also go over. No, we'll go over right now. Fuck it, right? So a human script is like a small command line based script. It's like the bash of Osaka OS. It's a scripting language for that's based on the command line, right? And it also extends the command line to a certain extent. You could initialize variables. So like, let's just say you want to access the variable a. It's a no command of variable. So you type int a 45. Now you type a again. It's 45. Now you could add to a 34. That increases by 34. Subtract a by 7. Does that same shit. Multiply a by 3. Right, 216. These are unsigned 32-bit integers. These are integers, right? And using these integers, we could do certain operations. So let's say if var new is less than 5. Right? Now, it might seem nothing just happened, but if you try to type a new command, like say hi, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen when you type in this command line anymore until you press F5, which ends the if state. And then it'll work again, right? So what is var new right now? Var new is 32. If var new is greater than 30, say I, and it works. It says hi, right? So it checks and you F5 just to make sure. It checks the condition with the variable to see if it's greater than or equal to another variable or a certain thing or whatever, right? So let's see a var new, if var new less than a, that works. But if var new greater than a, that doesn't work, right? So you see how you can see how you know, these basic commands work and how they would work in a scripting language. But if you want to destroy all the variables in a command line, you can just clear all, and then a will no longer be allocated. But each command line has its own variable table for this stuff. So if you want to say int b5, it allocates b there, but b isn't allocated here, right? Each command line essentially acts as its own environment. So let's create a basic script, right? Let's say hi, say this is a script. Allocate an integer, just say r8 if 8 is less than, or not just 8. If r is less than, or actually, you know, to make this interesting, we'll give it a command line argument with $, I believe it's 0. Then if r less than 10, we'll drag on the border here to expand the window. We'll say r more than 10. You could also press F4 to save or F5 to read, right? So let's just call this a script, right? Open up the command line, go to files. You have 3 files. Now we see the script thing. Now the thing about scripts is that you can execute them in 2 ways. Or you can execute them in a single tasking mode or a multitasking mode, where essentially the multitasking mode will put it on the task scheduler and then just alternate it between whatever tasks are currently running until it completes, and then you could it'll remove itself from the task scheduler, right? EX is how you execute scripts in a single tasking, so let's just do that. Execute script. Hi, this is a script, r less than 10, end. So we didn't give it any arguments, so r was just initialized with 0. So let's execute script with 20. Hi, this is a script, r more than 10, end. Execute script 5 less than 10, right? So that's basically how scripts work. You can also do execute script multitasking. 5. You can see there, actually, I don't know if it, let's make a better example for like a multitasking script right now. We can do, we'll do just like a simple for loop. So int a loop a less than, let's just say 100, right? We'll say a, so we'll print out a, and then we'll increment a, and then we'll say end, right? So all this is just a basic loop command. It checks the condition. If it's true, it continues the loop. If it's not, then it terminates the loop, right? So we're checking if a is less than 100. So we initialize a with no arguments, which means we're just initializing a with 0. Then we're going to print a, increment a until it reaches 100, and then afterwards it terminates the loop. It's going to say end, right? Now these types of scripts are going to be very different in single tasking and multitasking. So single tasking, let's see how it works. You press enter. You can see it instantly prints out all the numbers, and then it's just end, right? But with multitasking, see how it actually took a while to print out the numbers as the task was being executed. We can do let's say, you know, 10,000 or 10,000, yeah, fuck it, 10,000. It'll take even longer to do, right? So we'll execute script single tasking. A bit of a pause as increments, but then eventually it prints it all out, 10,000 end. Meanwhile, if we execute scripts like this, numbers are printing out like that, because it's allocated to a task, then it says end, right? Speaking of tasks, you can use the task command to check whatever current task are currently running. Right now, there's no other task other than the Osaka OS GUI, right? Each task has a process ID as well as a priority. You can change with a schedule. So we can schedule 0 with, let's say, 3. Then do task again. Now Osaka OS GUI has a priority of 3, so it's being processed 3 times as opposed to just once, right? I think it means it's actually being processed like 4 times, right, if you add 0. Right, so let's say, say hi, this is a task. Then we're gonna print out the tasks. Then we're just gonna say end. Right. Now if you execute script like this, that's the only task that's gonna show up. Execute script using multitasking, and it fucking reboots the entire thing. I think it might have been because of the schedule thing. If you execute scripts like this, there we go. Yeah, ordering tasks to be higher priority is also still a very buggy thing. Sorry about that, but but yeah, you can see the difference right here. Execute script multitasking. This right now, the single tasking only the GUI is running. With the multitasking, the script itself is running, right? So, of course, it terminates after completion. But I'll return to scripting in a second. But there's also a second mode to the GUI, essentially, a second aspect of the GUI. If you press the Windows/Command key again, when you're already in the GUI, you'll enter the simulation mode, right? It's where you could actually sort of live life as this little fucking this little creature, right? So this is your room. This is your room. You have your posters and shit. You have your games and TVs and all those things, right? You can click on your computer screen, and you'll go back to the normal GUI, right? Press the Windows key again. Go back to lists, or you can just press the Windows key to alternate between the two. There's a time and date right here. Is that even accurate? I'm not even sure. Basically, the entire Osaka OS universe takes place in this computer. This is like real life. This is the real world of where everything takes place. You can go in your cabinet drawer. You can change outfits. Right, there's only 2 right now. So now she's wearing this blue. You can sleep. You can click on your bed and sleep. And something happens if you just wait and wait for her to sleep. Let's just be quiet. See, she's dreaming. She's about to dream something. There it is, right? If you wait, more stuff will appear, but I'm not gonna do that right now. You can click on this TV, and you have really only have two things right now. This isn't a thing. Obviously, the null things aren't a thing. Work in progress one is like this little Mario game, sort of, right? You can jump around as this little like creature. It's a little game right now that I'm working on. I'm sorry. I probably should have recorded this later on, but fuck it. I'm doing it now. Fuck it. I feel like fucking dying, but also you have this game where it's like a little ray casting engine. Right, you can move around with the mouse. You can go into different rooms, move a WASD. It's a little cool thing, right? You have different blocks here and shit. You can also do this if I start turning and then bring the mouse. Whoa! If I bring the mouse off the counter, the desk, it'll just turn by itself. I'm trying to do it slow so it shows like the texture stuff. Yeah, see how that texture like stretches and then comes back? It's kind of cool looking, right? But anyways, press escape, get out of that. Spring back in the winter uniform. The lamp makes everything dark, right? Even the GUI itself. So let's say we wanted to have like an image, right? We could actually we could create an image right now just by pressing F7. Right, this whoa, I don't think that's right. Let me reboot. I have no idea what the fuck. Oh, okay, that's wonderful. So in my fucking introduction video, I press a button and the entire thing just shuts on me. That's nice. Alright, I recompiled it. So now it's a clean image, clean slate. If you press that same button again, it should have done this, which is take a snapshot, right? Just take a normal snapshot with the image tag, just by pressing F7. That we could then open up by typing in the name. Here it is. This is the same image we have on the screen right now, or not right now, but we just had it. Alright, and we can go see if we press this lamp thing again, turn everything dark. Now everything's dark in here as well, and we can draw a bunch of stuff here, right? That might seem kind of crazy, but if we turn the lamp back on again, it's actually lighter in color. There's also a bong here. If you press the bong, everything goes kind of wonky, right? So you can walk and everything's like sort of distorted. Same thing in here, everything's distorted. Let's say hello world, and then it's, all like broken up and shit. Let's try to find where, there it is. You could also press F and, one of two things will happen, or one of three things. One is nothing. First of all, she flies in the sky, crying. She comes back. Let's do it again. Oh, I think I'm being kind of lucky this time. But then it'll crash. Look at that little error screen, right? And it'll get sent back to the boot screen. This is the simulation side of the operating system that I plan on developing more afterwards in my next development cycle. But for right now, it's just like a little tech demo of like what's available right now and shit, right? So there's also the ability to do graphical scripting as well. So we could draw rect starting from position 0, 0, which is right here, this little corner, from the entire dimension of the screen. The color 56. It'll draw a color of that rectangle to the desktop buffer with that color, right? We could do 0, 0 from 30, 40, 5, or draw rects 40, 100, 50, 50, 7, or 8. it'll draw a square there, right? We could also draw lines, so draw a line from that corner to that corner with 3. So just drew a line, right? But also let's say you wanted to make like let's say you wanted to have like a cool image that you could have as like a desktop background. All this and that, and then you'll save it. Save it as a file called BG. So you have the file called BG. If you want to make it your desktop background, all you have to do is use the draw pick command with the file name BG, and it draws it to the desktop, right? Now, if you want to do this you don't want to do this every single time you boot up, so we'll make a boot up script. We'll say hello, or how about this? We'll say welcome to Osaka OS 2.0. We'll draw pick PG, and then we'll just show like the files and shit, right? And then we'll name it wake up. You have to specifically name it wake up, and then it'll boot up as soon as you enter the graphical environment. So if we reboot, we're in here, we go to files, we have our files that we had previously. We press the Windows key, it initializes, it draws the background image, welcome to Osaka OS 2.0, prints out the files, exactly as the wake up script intended, right? So if you type the window command, you'll also allocate user windows, right? Now user windows are their own graphical target, so if you say hi, it's not going to print the list window, it's going to print the that one. You can also draw rect to the entire window, doing that, say hello, right? Files, right? It'll all go to the current graphical target, which is this window right here. Now you can delete this. Let's say you wanted to make a window that had user input, right? Now this is gonna be really fucking buggy. User input is still kind of a buggy thing with programs or script programs, but this is generally the way to do it. We'll create a loop that's indefinite. We're never gonna increment or change these variables. And then we're going to say if $key press draw rect 0 0 10 10 4 and the if statement. Let's just see if this works right now. Let's just say script files, so we have our script commands. Execute scripts. We're going to target this window. Pressing keys. Yeah, nothing's working right now. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. Also, when you destroy Windows, it automatically destroys the tasks associated with. Once again, this is really buggy. There we go. See, I just did it. See. Yeah, the interpreter is still very buggy. You just see we drew the little red thing when we pressed the key, but we also got this condition error from the script, from the if statement, or I think it's either the if statement or the fucking, yeah, I think it is the if statement. But yeah, that's still a quirk of the system that needs to be worked out. Anyways, what else did I want to show? What else? Shit. You could also let's draw an image here real quick. Let's draw any image, and then we're gonna save it. Save it as OK. We can allocate a window. A draw pick thing still applies to that as well. Draw pick OK. We'll go to list window, and not the desktop. I believe you could also. Do I have a copy command ready? Oh, I think I do. Let's see, cat script. Okay, yeah, the formatting's fucked up. We'll do the same for, yeah, it does the same. But anyways, apart from that, I think that's more or less essentially what I wanted to show you for this video. There are like a million different things I could get into when it comes to scripting, or when it comes to graphical stuff. You could also allocate windows by typing in terminal, journal, or whatever the respective name of the program you want to launch is, KasugaPaint, right? But for right now, that's essentially what I got for version 2.0 of the operating system. My main goal 2.0 is just to get a graphical operating system up and running and have like some, you know, just like have some something to like look at and play around with and expand upon in the future in terms of graphical interface. I also have like multiple different programs here, or at least like the most essential programs I think we should have, right? It's not a lot, but still. I created this simulation mode where you can play around in. I mean, it's basically just like, it's something that I'm going to expand upon in the future. This is essentially what the operating system's going to be. You know, it's going to be like this, it's going to have, like, in the future, it's going to be just the same environment, or the same, like, sort of, I guess, principles that are in the design right now. But it's going to have much more functionality, it's going to have much more features, it's going to have more different video modes to choose from, it's going to have, like, a bunch of other shit, right? Regardless, you know, I'm pretty satisfied with the release of the current operating system. Also, I should mention this, if you're planning to run the operating system on hardware, I would recommend using a fork of the OS that someone made that has a few bug fixes pertaining to memory, a few bug fixes pertaining to initializing the palette for VGA that sometimes messes people up on hardware. So I don't know it off the top of my head. I'll show it on screen and I'll link it in the description for you to check out. Obviously, like, my own shit is on GitHub right now, and my, you know, this will work in QEMU, VirtualBox, or any other virtualizer. But if you plan to run it on real hardware, I would try giving that fork specifically a shot. So I'll link it in the description and I'll show it on screen right now if you want to check it out, right? But anyways, that's more or less what I had to show off for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna be once again on break from OS dev for a little bit. I don't know how long, probably like February or March or something like that, you know. I'll probably throw out like an update in between for like bug fixes and stuff. Or like quality of life features and shit like I did for 1.1. But I'm sorry for being sick and sounding weird this entire video. I have to edit out a lot of shit because I was coughing, fucking doing all kinds of disgusting shit. So I'm sorry about that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the past year of videos I've been making about this operating system. I hope you enjoy the future year of videos I'll be making about it as well. I'll be uploading the music of the operating system pretty soon as well. Probably like a few days after this video goes up, or like 2 days or something, like pretty quick, and uploading it on SoundCloud. But apart from that, that's pretty much all I have to show. I think to end it off, I mean, you can type the version. This is Osaka OS version 2.0. Let's, oh yeah, I forgot, you can kill tasks as well using the process ID, so let's kill the main task of the GUI. Task 0 was killed. You know, the GUI, you know, still works, I guess. Until we execute, allocates a new fucking script to the scheduler, then it just takes over and the GUI stops working. In that case, so don't kill the Osaka OS GUI task. It's pretty important.